Sugisawa High School freshman Yuji Itadori has incredible physical strength and sports talent. Yuji is told by his grandfather on his deathbed to use his strength to help others. Megami Fushiguro, a student of Tokyo Metropolitan Magic Technical College, is tasked with searching for a cursed object, a finger of Ryomen Sukuna, a powerful supernatural monster known as a curse. Megami tracks Yuji down, having sensed the finger's energy from him. As curses attack them and Yuji's friends, Megami fights back and Yuji, recalling his grandfather's last words, joins him. As Megami is overwhelmed, Yuji eats the finger in an attempt to save Megami and his friends. This causes him to be possessed by the murderous Sukuna. Yuji easily suppresses Sukuna, but Megami declares that he has become a curse and prepares to exorcise him. Megami's powerful teacher, Satoru Gojo, arrives, declaring himself the strongest sorcerer. He easily beats Sukuna and Yuji reassumes control. Satoru knocks him out, but Megami asks him to spare Yuji. Satoru explains to Yuji that the Jujutsu elders want him executed, but he was able to suspend his death sentence. Sukuna had 20 fingers, but they have only found 6. Now that they can see that Yuji can suppress Sukuna, they plan to have him eat the 6 fingers and find the remaining ones, which would allow for Sukuna to be killed along with Yuji. Yuji agrees, wanting to save others, and eats another of Sukuna's fingers. Satoru brings Yuji to Tokyo Metropolitan Magic Technical College, intending to train him to wield his powers alongside his other students. Yuji, Megami, and Satoru pick up the third first-year student, Nobara Kugisaki. Satoru brings them to an abandoned building that is occupied by curses as a field test for Nobara. Nobara discovers a curse holding a little boy hostage, and surrenders in an attempt to save him. Yuji rescues her, and she finishes off the curse. A month later, the 3 student sorcerers are dispatched to exorcise a cursed womb at a detention center, leaving one of them dead. Yuji, Megami, and Nobara investigate a womb. Kiyotake Ijichi, the assistant director at Jujutsu High, puts up a veil over the building to conceal them from the ordinary citizens. The trio sees that the prison has changed into an infinite, chaotic wasteland, and that the inmates have been brutally murdered. Yuji's hand is torn off by the cursed spirit, so he decides to unleash Sukuna once Megami rescues Nobara. Once the two escape, Sukuna takes over and regenerates Yuji's limbs before easily defeating the special grade, eating one of Sukuna's fingers that was powering it. Sukuna holds Yuji hostage by ripping his heart out so that if they switch back, Yuji would die. Megami fights Sukuna but is overpowered. Sukuna is intrigued by Megami's hidden potential. Megami says that his will to save others came after seeing his sister fall into a coma for a cursed spirit. Yuji emerges but dies from his blood loss. While in mourning, Megami and Nobara meet second-year Maki Zenin, Toge Inomaki, and Panda, who inform them that they will be participating in the Kyoto Sister School exchange event. Meanwhile, the cursed spirits Dagon Jogo and Hanami meet with Geto, a human plotting to trap Satoru and get Yuji on their side. While his body is examined by Dr. Shoko Iari, Yuji wakes up in Sukuna's domain. Megami and Nobara train with the second-year trio to get ready for the tournament, which is set to take place in a month. In exchange for his heart back, Sukuna tricks Yuji into making a deal with him that will let Sukuna take over at any time. The pact is erased from Yuji's memory as part of the deal. Yuji awakens and Satoru tells Ieri to hold off on reporting Yuji's resuscitation. He begins training Yuji to manage his cursed energy. Geto tells Jogo to use a special grade cursed object called Prison Realm to subdue Satoru, as he is too strong to be killed, but Jogo promises to kill him. Jogo ambushes Satoru while he is on his way to meet the Jujutsu Tech principal. After Jogo's failed attempt to kill Satoru, Satoru explains his ability. He can manipulate speed and the cursed energy around him into an infinity that slows down any attacks before they hit him. Therefore, his attackers cannot touch him at all. Satoru transports the Jujutsu Tech, picks up Yuji, and warps back in seconds to teach Yuji about domain expansion. Before they can find out who Jogo is working for, Hanami escapes with Jogo's head. Geto, Jogo, and Hanami go to a void where the cursed spirits are hiding out. Among them, the newly formed Mahito. They plan on stealing away Satoru in a prison realm and releasing Sukuna. Nobara and Megami meet the Kyoto Jujutsu Tech students they will be competing against in the exchange event. Second year Mai Zenin, who is Maki's twin sister, and third year Aoi Todo. Todo challenges Megami to a fight and batters him, almost bringing him to his snapping point. But Panda and Toge stop Todo. Maki reveals to Nobara that she cannot use cursed energy and has to rely on cursed weapons to fight. Satoru accuses Kyoto's principal Yoshinobu Gakukanji of purposefully sending the first years to their deaths against the cursed womb. He tells Yoshinobu about Jogo, Sukuna, and the talent of current students like Yuta Okotsu and Yuji, warning that a revolution is coming. A month later, Mahito kills 3 high school students at a movie theater. He is confronted by a teenage boy who can see him. He chases after the culprit Mahito and asks to be taught how to control cursed energy. Mahito teaches Junpei his sadist beliefs about human existence, and he himself is a curse born from human hate. Yuji and ex-salaryman Jujutsu sorcerer Nanami Kento investigate and encounter 2 cursed spirits. During the fight, Yuji reveals his cursed technique, using a cursed energy to amplify the power of his punches and superhuman strength. Nanami deduces that the curses they're fighting are actually transfigured humans. Nanami sends Ijichi and Yuji to investigate Junpei while he goes to Mahito. Mahito teaches his ideology to Junpei. As a cursed spirit capable of changing the very shape of a person's soul, he sees people as disposable. Mahito and Yoshino discuss philosophies in the present. A bit later, Yoshino is out for a walk by himself. Ichichi and Itadori tail him. They plan to use a curse fly to deduce whether Yoshino is an evil sorcerer or a normal person. Yoshino runs into his high school teacher, someone who didn't help Yoshino when he was bullied. The teacher is an inconsiderate oaf. Yoshino starts to go off the deep end, with thoughts of hurting the teacher, but Itadori steps in just in time. He screws with the teacher to get rid of him, then the two go off somewhere to chat. It should also be noted that Yoshino was able to see the curse fly and Itadori noticed this. Meanwhile, Nanami tracks down Mahito in the sewers. The two become locked in a fight to the death. Nanami uses his technique to hack off one of Mahito's hands, but Mahito heals the injury with ease and is able to change the shape of his soul and his own body. Mahito is able to land an attack on Nanami. Realizing things are looking tougher for him, Nanami envelops himself with cursed energy. Nanami easily emerges victorious against Mahito this time. Mahito survives because he was able to manipulate his own soul and change his form. Yuji bonds with Junpei over a shared love of movies. Over dinner with Junpei's mother, Yuji tells Junpei that he doesn't want to kill because he feels it would make him value human lives and relationships less. Junpei's mother is killed overnight when one of Sukuna's fingers, planted by Geto, attracts cursed spirits. Mahito convinces Junpei that one of his school bullies, Shota Ito, did this, planning to lure in Yuji so they can get Sukuna on their side. Yuji arrives at Junpei's high school just before Junpei can kill Ito. Feeling that humans don't have hearts due to all that he's been through, Junpei fights Yuji using his cursed energy technique, a shikigami that poisons whoever it touches. Yuji tries to convince Junpei to come to Jujutsu High with him, telling him that there are strong teachers there who can help him. Mahito arrives and Junpei realizes he was being manipulated by him. Mahito turns Junpei into a disfigured monster. Yuji pleads for Sukuna's help, but Sukuna only laughs. Junpei dies, and Yuji, realizing he truly cannot save everyone, breaks up, furiously attacking Mahito. His punches reach Mahito's body and soul, causing the cursed spirit to bleed. Mahito tries to transfigure Yuji's body, but is overpowered by Sukuna, who threatens to kill him. Nanami and Yuji catch Mahito's weak point and batter him. Mahito, at the brink of defeat, releases his domain expansion and traps Nanami inside. Believing that he is about to die, Nanami reflects on what led him to rejoin Jujutsu Tech as a sorcerer. He'd been working a meaningless corporate job, which left him feeling that he had no reason to live. One day, he helped a bakery cashier by exorcising the curse that clung to her. Seeing her gratitude inspired him to help others for a living. Yuji breaks through the domain, as it is weaker on the outside than the inside. As a result, Mahito accidentally touches Sukuna's soul a second time, who punishes him by leaving him grievously injured. Mahito escapes. A distressed Yuji tells Nanami that he had to kill a person today, and promises never to lose again. Geto schemes his next move with Jogo, who has regained his body, and Mahito. Geto declares that they will continue trying to find all of Sukuna's fingers to fully release him, starting by ambushing Tokyo's Jujutsu Tech. The Kyoto class arrives for the exchange event, and Yuji reveals his survival after 2 months, to his friend's shock. The event will consist of 2 rounds, the first being a competition between the 2 schools. The Kyoto students on orders of Principal Gakukanji plot to kill Yuji but make it seem like an accident, due to him being Sukuna's vessel. Satoru reveals to the Kyoto student teacher Utahime Iori that he suspects a traitor is in Tokyo Jujutsu Tech's midst. The exchange event gets underway. Todo immediately tries to fight Tokyo's entire team by himself, but Itadori takes him one-on-one to free up the rest of the team. Todo asks Itadori what his taste in women is, and Itadori tastes end up being exactly the same as Todo. Todo believes he's found his best friend. The rest of Kyoto team try to assassinate Itadori at first, but Todo has them back off, and the two go back to a one-on-one fist fight. The Tokyo team realizes that Kyoto team wants to kill Itadori, so it splits up to tackle each of Kyoto's members. Yuji receives lessons from Todo about using cursed energy while the two fight each other. Nobara is knocked out by a non-lethal sniper shot from Mekamaru. Panda begins fighting him, and his past and technique is revealed. Panda actually contains 3 personalities within him that he can switch between when one is weakened by attacks. Mekamaru reveals he is a young sorcerer controlling the robot from within. His true body is extremely ill and unable to function. In exchange, however, he is able to use cursed energy through mechanical puppets. Panda's gorilla personality emerges victorious in their battle. Kasumi is beaten by Maki after underestimating her lack of cursed energy. Nobara fights Momo, but just as she is about to win, she is knocked out by a round from Mai's revolver. Maki faces off with her sister, as flashbacks reveal the suffering that the twins went through in the Zenin clan. Maki left the clan with a goal to become a strong sorcerer and rule the clan one day. Mai stayed and was forced to become a sorcerer against her will in Maki's place, resenting her sister for leaving her. As Mai tries to use her techniques of creating a bullet out of cursed energy, Maki catches it with her bare hand, revealing that as a trade-off for having no cursed energy, she has been blessed with superhuman strength, explaining her talent. Having lost their battle, Mai and Nobara are eliminated from the event. Megumi and Noritoshi are battling when they see Toge fleeing. He commands them to run, but the special grade blocks them from the exit. The cursed energy users behind the invasion of the special grade place a large barrier over the area. The barrier only blocks Satoru from the students. Everyone else can enter and leave. Toge, Megumi, and Noritoshi find themselves facing the special grade. Hanami, the special grade curse spirit, chases Toge, Megumi, and Noritoshi inside the castle grounds. With their combined skills, they manage to wound her, but Hanami has the power to regenerate. They plan to distract her until they find backup from the teachers. Toge's cursed speech is losing its effectiveness. If Hanami finds a way to stop him, it's over for them. Just as she is about to strangle Maki to death, Yuji and Aoi jump in to fight Hanami, while Panda and Momo escort their wounded friends to safety. Yuji then reveals the Black Flash technique he learned from Aoi as Hanami unleashes her second arm to fight them both. Aoi reveals his own secret technique, Boogie Woogie, the ability to swap any 2 people or objects with cursed energy, and uses it in tandem with Yuji's Black Flash to beat up Hanami. Hanami prepares to unleash her own domain expansion when Satoru dispels the veil over the battlefield. After shredding the limbs of Juzo, one of the attackers, Satoru unleashes a giant purple wave of cursed energy at a retreating Hanami, destroying half the forest and leaving Itadori and Todo amazed at his power. Elsewhere, Mahito has one of Sukuna's fingers. The school invasion was a distraction so they could steal it. Hanami manages to barely survive Satoru's attack. Mahito reveals the attack was a ruse to draw Satoru's attention away from the Tokyo High School, where Mahito killed multiple sorcerers and stole 6 fingers and 3 special grade curse wombs. Geto once again alludes to his Shibuya plan on October 31st, warning the curses that they must focus on sealing Satoru away and leave Sukuna alone and the students too, as Sukuna has interest in one of them and may explode if something happens to Megumi. Satoru continues the exchange event. Instead of individual battles, he has them compete in a baseball game, allowing the students some downtime. The first years of Jujutsu Tech, escorted by Akari Nita, get sent on a mission to investigate some mysterious deaths. The cause is a curse killing members of Fushigaro's old school. Fushiguro learns his own stepsister Tsumiki is in danger of being killed by this curse. He tries to take on the problem alone at first, but there is no way Itadori and Kugisaki would allow that. They work on exorcising the curse together. Meanwhile, Mahito feeds one of the cursed wombs into a human, changing him into the special grade curse Kechizu. Kechizu goes hunting for the same curse the first years are hunting. They all meet up at the curse and begin to fight. 2 new curses appear and draw Yuji and Nobara away from the battlefield, leaving Megumi to face off against a special grade curse. He finds himself at his power limit before recalling words of advice from Gojo-sensei, which encourages him to unleash his domain expansion. Chimera Shadow Garden. After defeating the curse, Megami obtains Sukuna's finger and reflects on his life with his sister. Then, Yuji, chasing his opponent, runs into Nobara and her opponent. Yuji and Nobara are infected by the Cursed Womb Brothers' decay technique that will rot their bodies away in minutes. Nobara uses her own technique to turn the tables on the brothers and kills them both with Yuji. After the battle, they reflect on having killed actual humans instead of cursed spirits. They find Megami asleep with Sukuna's finger. When he awakes, he warns Yuji not to eat the finger, but Sukuna eats it before either of them can react. 2 days later, Satoru talks to Utahime about the traitor in the school, and sends a large payment to another sorcerer, Mei. Mei and Aoi meet Yoshinobu to recommend Yuji, Megami, Nobara, Maki, and Panda to be classified as grade 1 sorcerers. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like